Some of these predictions are downright grisly. Hey, Chris Baker here with a totally off-the-cuff, but this time timely, look at the San Diego Comic-Con trailer for Marvel Spider-Man 2. Let's just jump right in. Hey, look, it's Harry Osborn, finally back from whatever that thing he had was. I do like the Midtown High football field in the background as they have this conversation, but it's also kind of weird. After I graduated high school, I never went back to the football field just to have a conversation with a friend. I hope there's good context for that. Then, after the animated Marvel logo...
It's Spidey time!
Sorry, my kid's on our 5th watch through of Spidey and His Amazing Friends right now. But just one quick note on this little dive here. I like the basketball courts. You think we'll get to use them? It's happened in the past.
It's time to Spidey save the day.
Some nice views of the city here, including what DiscoveryNYC.Tours tells me is the Dumbo Manhattan Bridge view, an iconic Brooklyn photo spot. And now we're at Coney Island, and a lot of people have already pointed out some of the references here, like Big Wheel, possibly Hydro Man, and Speed Demon. Of course, the Speed Demon appears to be the Coney Cyclone, which itself could have been a Marvel reference. Cyclone himself being a member of the Thunderbolts. Actually, there's a lot of stuff at Coney Island that is basically just Marvel references. The Electro Spin, Tony's Express, Circus Coaster, keep that one in mind for later, Coney Clipper, Soaring Eagle, Aero Max, love you and Snap Arrow, Lynn's Trapeze, and everyone's favorite, the Tickler from Spidey Super Stories. Actually, I'm not done talking about the rides here. There's too much potential for awesome superheroics to happen in an amusement park, so I gotta think this is a big set piece of some sort. What if something goes wrong with the Speed Demon, Final Destination style? Or what if the Big Wheel goes all Twisted Metal Black on us? In both cases, you now effectively have actual kind of quote-unquote supervillain versions of Speed Demon and Big Wheel, just not as humans. As I was frame by framing this footage, I thought we might have a Rocket and Groot reference here, but no. There is a Marvel Gingerbread Man, though. Howard the Duck confirmed. And did you notice Genki's in attendance? We only see him from the side. And it's really nice to see some Spidey love in the crowd while eating cotton candy. Also, this is just a swirly thing on the hat away from being a nice Ringmaster reference. You still got time, Insomniac. And some Kraven stuff we've already seen leads into something from Kraven we haven't seen, which is Grizzly. I think I made an offhand reference about him last time, saying that I thought maybe Kraven killed the actual Grizzly character from the comics because he's so lame. But no, I think they're actually making Grizzly kind of a badass. The question is this the only Grizzly, or are there Grizzlies? Is this a mini-boss, or is it a heavy that you fight on a normal basis? If the latter, then they're basically doing what Falcon and the Winter Soldier did with Flag Smasher when they made Flag Smashers a group instead of a really lame-sounding villain. And then we've got Spidey gliding, a shot of new MJ, back to Kraven and his stuff that I still think is funded by Osborn. And hey, wait, this is interesting. Peter is a waiter? I'm sticking by my previous theory that Peter is actually a teacher now, but I think he's kind of undercover here, maybe to get some information from someone at a nice restaurant? I don't know. I've seen people suggesting that maybe this guy right here is Captain Stacy discovering some sort of symbiote thing. I actually think this is a flashback scene. I think this is the scene where it leads to Norman Osborn getting the symbiote. Also, if you look closely, it doesn't really look like these are police. It's more like just some sort of guy who's the boss and a bunch of guys with guns. So the question is still, who is this guy? Maybe someone who works for Osborn, like a Mendel Strom type guy. But here's a crazy thought for you. How about Justin Hammer? Look at him. He's kind of got that Iron Man 2 look going on right here, don't you think? I don't really think it's him, but it's as good a guess as any. Another possibility? Eddie Brock. Yeah, that's right. I still think he's going to be in this game at some point, somewhere. We'll see. Nice new haircut for Miles, some stuff we saw last time, and then we have Martin Lee taking a break from one of my personal favorite Marvel Snap decks to actually be intimidated by Miles Of course, he killed Miles' father in the last game. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I do think the last time that we saw Martin Lee in this universe was him getting swatted away after your boss fight with him by Dr. Octopus. I went back and looked, and it doesn't look like Silver Sable's people picked him up or anything. He might have just run away and has been living on the streets all this time. The internet pretty much agrees this is Wraith. I don't have anything to dispute that, so I'll go with it. My question is, who's this? You see Spidey there? Who's the guy in the kind of Hawaiian-looking shirt? And then, shortly after, who's this? Maybe it's Yuri Watanabe outside of her Wraith persona? There's actually not a ton of black suit in this trailer, but this is pretty cool. Reddit pointed out this probable homage to me. And you gotta love it when spider characters go bursting through stained glass windows in video games. Love you, Maximum Carnage. Into the cult of Kraven, or whatever they're gonna call themselves. The first time I watched this, I actually thought the lizard was being overtaken by the symbiote, or maybe we'd have a symbiote lizard on our hands. But no, it actually seems that he is shrieking, and Spidey, perhaps Peter, perhaps someone else, you never know, is responding to it. Then we have probably our best full body shot so far in gameplay anyway of Kraven. And it actually pains me to say that this does not appear to be a cod piece, but rather just a big buckle. What a shame. Also, is anyone getting maybe some Callisto vibes from the figure on his left? Could be a different take on the character, or just a common enemy type. Something I didn't catch the first couple times here is that there's actually an Oscorp helicopter right there, suggesting that Harry kind of flew in here or is about to fly away. What could that mean? More stuff we've already seen, followed by our best look at Harry, who actually has a cane here, obviously. Followed by a move straight out of Web of Shadows, which is not only totally fine, but also absolutely expected. Here's MJ in that same lighting from earlier. I'm kind of thinking she's not actually there watching Peter fight, it's just an editing trick, but if she is, then that scene earlier is going to happen too. I've got to think that Miles here is deeper into Kraven's hideout than earlier with the stained glass window. Just check out the jungly scenery. And I'm just going to predict that this right here is very early in the game, soon after Harry has come out of the tank, cleaned up a bit, but nothing bad has happened to him yet. And the way they're framing things here, it's pretty clear they want us to think that Harry is Venom.
We're gonna heal the world.
We're going to heal the world.
I think that's still the odds-on favorite, but I'm going to throw out another possibility out there I haven't heard anyone talk about yet. Emily Osborn. We're supposed to think she's dead, but of course she did come back in the comics. But even more than that, look at what we actually know from this obituary. Emily Osborn has passed away after a long illness, a family spokesman confirmed. The specific cause of death was unknown at press time. Then go back to the end of the article. Norman Osborn has requested privacy for himself and his son at this difficult time. The funeral will be private and restricted to immediate family. What if this whole time she has been in a similar tank to the one we've seen Harry in? She has the illness even worse than Harry does and therefore needs more treatment, leading to her becoming Venom. Do I think that's actually the case? No. But I do think it's something interesting to think about, and it's not impossible. Then again, there is this laugh at the end that I think totally gives it away. That's right, it's the Tickler. Thanks for joining me today, and as always, please leave me comments, let me know if you have any questions for me. Maybe I'll do a follow-up to this and see if my answers to your questions are of any value to you. I'll see you next time. Bye.
It's time to Spidey say